Hello, my friend. I wanted to get on today and give you a little encouragement, I hope. I know that it is that time of year when the pressure begins. Everybody's been at home, and that's a certain kind of pressure, right? Having everybody around. But then there is the pressure of getting everyone prepared and where they need to be, whether you are sending your kids off to school or whether you are a homeschool mom. And not only that, but it can be a really stressful time for your budget, for your marriage, because all of those things combine to just add a little more intensity to things. So, just a couple of thoughts for you. I have been where you are, at least to some degree. I know everyone's life and situation is different. And we truly don't ever know what someone is going through, do we? It just, we all have unique things going on. But there is one thing, this is the main reason that I wanted to share this with you today. And that is the mind-body syndrome. If you have heard me talk about that, or maybe you haven't, or maybe you've read about it or seen things online. But the mind-body syndrome is something to be aware of in moments like this, because it feels like the ante goes up. People are getting busy. I've heard several of my clients recently say, I've been getting my kids up earlier and we're starting in on our school schedule. And then this fear in the mom of, am I going to be able to sustain this? Am I going to be able to get up in the morning and do what needs to be done, let alone, keeping everything running and getting people where they need to be? That's a lot of potential pain. And I mean like literal physical pain. Because we can't pull apart our emotional selves and our physical selves. They are together. And when the stress starts piling up and our brains get into that really crunchy mode of, like I mentioned, my couple of clients saying, it's almost like they're starting to hold their breath already. They're just in the practice week, like getting everybody into this routine of going to bed on time and getting up on time. And already they're struggling with that feeling of fear and anxiety. That fear and anxiety over a period of time can cause physical pain just from tension. Dr. John Sarno, who was the guru who created this idea of, or who put a label on this phenomenon that he saw in his patients, the mind-body syndrome. At first, he called it the not myoneural, myositis, which was tension in the muscle. Then he changed it to myoneural to include nerves. And then he just said, this is just the mind-body syndrome because it's just big and it just includes everything. So we really have to safeguard against looping in fear. And fear is always at the bottom of our worrying and our ruminating and our judging and those really stressful thoughts that lead to that particular soup of chemicals that make you go into that fight or flight. You get all this tension here, your head starts to hurt. And over a period of time, you can have incredible pain from being stressed. I know, because I've been there. It's really intense pain. And it's not something that you can attribute always to something. You might, have an MRI or something. I've had many of them. And they might say, oh, looks like this is happening in your spine. That must be why you have so much pain. But generally, it's not. I believe with all my heart that Dr. Sarno was right, because I have used his philosophy, and I am sitting in a chair and I don't have pain, and it works. And that's after being in bed for a long time and being on crutches and on a walker, and for some months not being able to put weight on my legs at all, just excruciating pain. So I have a really, really big place in my heart for those of you that might be experiencing this, or that might be on your way to experiencing this. And we really have to have some boundaries around the fear thinking. We can't afford to be there. You can't afford to be there and stay there. It's worth the effort to write some declarations, to make some decisions about, this is how I'm going to think about this situation. I'm going to give myself grace. I'm going to give other people grace. I'm going to learn about unconditional love. I'm going to learn about the drama that I'm creating in my life, and then come away from it and relax and have greater peace, and have greater peace in your relationships at home. It's doable. You can do it. And it's so ironic, I think, sometimes, because our relationship skills, our relationships, we don't learn that somewhere. We just learn by watching people, and generally the people that we watched, maybe they were really loving people, but maybe they didn't feel very loved, and maybe they had some behaviors and ways of treating you or talking to you that didn't make you feel really loved either. And that's the problem, right? Because then we get into all these crazy patterns of trying to earn and pushing ourselves too hard, and really abandoning ourselves to the need to feel loved and accepted. And maybe if I just do a little bit more, and maybe if I have this accomplishment, or if I make straight A's, or if I make the dance team, or if I'm on the basketball team, we start making these equations that don't work. And they lead to a lot of disappointment and a lot of physical pain. So if you haven't listened into the podcast, I hope that you will. If you haven't checked out the Lioness blog at lionessatthedoor.com, I hope that you will. Look for articles that I have written there on back pain, on Dr. Sarno, on TMS. It's just really worth your time to look into that, to learn these principles, and to unplug from the stress. Especially now, if you're a young parent, you can come away from those patterns yourself, and then you can work to set your kids up for not having that kind of pain in their lives as well. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you, especially in this window where, it's kind of exciting. And it's also has that element of, can I sustain this? Is this doable? Can I keep doing this? So need some really big declarations about that. And if you would like to chat, I think that coaching is taking off finally. It's really growing. And I think awareness about coaching is growing, which makes me really happy, because I believe in coaching. I believe in being coached, and I love coaching. And if you are a mom and you have some crunchy thinking going on in your head, or if you're a mom and a dad and one of you is dealing with physical pain, or if you are a mom and you would like to just dig in and get some household maintenance schedules put together, or meal planning, or if you'd like to learn the principles of unconditional love and you'd like to do it one-on-one, please let me know. I would really be honored to work with you and walk by you as you learn these things. Coaching is amazing and it really works and it's available. And why wouldn't we do it, right? I almost always have a coach myself, and I love it. It has helped me in every facet of my life. So I throw that out to you. I'll put the link to make an appointment. I would love to have a conversation with you and see if Lioness coaching might be really helpful for you and your family right now. So my heart goes out to you. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.